Welcome back, 5 aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 aces here. This is the Cavathlon round 2.2. We've already had a best of 7 series between Cav and Sub. That was barely won by Cav. This is the second best of, this is a best of 5 series, but it's the second long running series between those players, and they are trading blows. They are going for the jugular. They are not afraid to punch above the weight class and just tangle with opponents that are fierce and newcomers to the scene, or at least they used to be newcomers to the scene 5 months back, and they've just been on a romp through the OpenRA scene ever since. I think their activity has somewhat diminished in current months, but that's usually, it's a wave motion. During the holidays, traditionally OpenRA competitive scene is taking a little break in general. So at the time present, no big competition, no big events, other than one tournament that was scheduled by Caution. So shout out to him, follow him on Twitch and check out his content as well. He is, at the moment, unfortunately, my time doesn't allow me, or my limited time on this mortal coil has to be split up between my hobbies and interests and my kids, which they are also my hobby and interest. Well, you know how it is. Kids are great, and I really love them to bits. It's just that they take up a lot of time and attention. Ooh, rifle from Cav, sniffing out the engineer. Sub is going on a really aggressive ramp for the oil derricks. Okay, there is nothing to stop this right now. Oh, it was a War Factor first build from Cav. So Sub definitely in the better position for the time being. Taking those oil derricks out, utilizing or leveraging his advantage. And it's really cool that he's not letting all of his rifles fire. He has a spotter. So that means if his opponent comes in with a rifle squad, he can issue the stop command at the drop of a hat. So definitely early game again going in Sub's favor. This has been the third time around that the early game was Sub favored, but this time around it's not a big surprise because it was a War Factor first build for a Cav. Oh, this is a Ukraine mirror. Forgot to mention. So slight chance, partially cloudy, mushroom cloudy with a slight chance of demo tracks. One of my favorite matchups. Whoa, the healing logo. So has someone captured the hospital? Yeah, indeed, Cav is now the proud owner of a hospital. Look, I get it. Healthcare is important, especially during those trying times with the pandemic raging outside. But in OpenRA, usually not that big of a deal. Mobile flag, it's good against Soviets because Soviets have no recourse in the way of countering the poke. It's not good against someone who owns a hospital, but Sub is not among those. It's not to be found among those elusive people who own a hospital. Okay, that's 5 rockets. That's a good enough saturation for the early game. Double barracks already out for Cav, so he's going into mass infantry production before the service depot. That's an interesting build, a slight divergence from what we usually see. But he has a better timing simply based on the fact that he went War Factory first and is now skipped out on one refinery, so he's now around 30 seconds ahead in terms of the build timing. Also his macro, so only 4 harvesters for Sub for now. Cav definitely with a macro lead now. And the timing advantage with his MCV, so if Sub doesn't translate his early game advantage into anything useful, he might get outscaled, regardless of the early game. Flag track still just chilling. Just scouring around here. Trying to find some stragglers, trying to find some scouts. That's usually a very good use for it. You can patch it up easily, it doesn't die to infantry as easily. If it doesn't run foul of a full infantry squad, it's got the range, it's got the mobility. So I really like the early flag. By the way, sorry, I'll have to switch. I have to turn my headphones the other way because I was having them on the wrong time. The wrong time. Whoops. Okay. Right hand side is being claimed by Sub. Left hand side by Cav. They haven't run into each other with the MCVs. Coin flip sometimes, and sometimes it's game sense because you know where opponent's army is. But this time around, yeah, definitely game sense. Really good macro timings again from Cav. And Sub has established his refinery as well, so it's just 20 seconds that is behind. But that is sometimes all it needs, because this is going to allow Cav to start an aggressive base push, despite the really bad early game. Economy-wise, just a 1k lead for Sub, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. Ooh, this heavy tank falling foul of the army. The front lines have been drawn. Ooh, it's like we're getting a bit political, but it's like in the when the African continent was basically drawn on the map, like the borders were basically drawn on the map. It's like, this is mine, this is yours. You stay on your side. Yeah. It's starting to look a bit like this. Trench warfare here. And the X in the middle marks the spot, as is always the case on Amsterdam. Oh, the APC could get it. On the road, it could have gotten a really good angle, but alas, it was not meant to happen. Uh-oh. This is nasty. This is nasty, and they're trickling in single file formation. Oh, Cav is just, Sub is just giving away his early game advantage. Where are those people going? Good men being thrown into the meat grinder. No, sir. Oh, Lord. And the flamethrower here is shaving off more infantry as well. Ooh, this is starting to look bleak. However, from the backline comes the main squad in single file formation. Is it enough? Is this enough? Oh, the crushes! A crushing defeat. Still, at the end of the day, it is enough. Sub prevails. Not before losing most of his army, though. Ooh. Gonna take a look at the combat tab, look at the army tab. Even on rifles. Definitely a lot more rockets for Sub. And more tanks for Cav, but that's a given. Look, that is just automatically and mandatorily issued. He's being issued 50% more tanks. That's just the way it is. Most of the rockets are here. Can crack open the soft underbelly of the heavy tanks. So definitely good defensively. Left-hand side, a little detachment. Nothing too crazy just yet. And the economy tab, 7 and 7. 1 Derrick advantage for Sub. Not great, not terrible, but still a lead. Macro lead for him, interestingly enough. It's because he didn't lose his harvesters to the push onto the main. Sub, again, knows about the position of the army, but there's a lot of rockets. Hard to stop here. Maybe a Tesla coil would be in order. Is he going for something of the likes? Not at the time present. Oh, this heavy tank can get some mad value. Onto the main base he's pushing as well, getting 1 harvester for his trouble. But there is trouble brewing on the home front as well. He needs to do something here. Oh man, this heavy tank, if this goes unchecked... Cav has taken notice, and the flame towers are positioned really well. I have managed to dismantle most of the rocket soldiers. So yeah, Cav can't push in anymore. That's really good. On the right hand side, losing only tanks for the time being. Not losing harvesters, that's a big one. Crushers are not to be found, but buys enough time to deploy the flame tower. Bring out the flame tower. Oh wait, that's Russian. Damn. That's a Ukrainian. Bring out the flame tower. Okay, nice deflection from Sub. He's still definitely in a good spot. The one thing that is going in Cav's favor here is the middle. He has got a way better aggressive positioning onto the middle, but good read from Sub. He is already rallying his forces into the mid. No tech being acquired just yet. Sub is now going for a tech, and Ukraine always gets me excited when I see the tech pop up, because Radar Dome tech on Ukraine, then you get 1 airfield, you wait 7 minutes, and then you've got annihilate an entire defensive line button. It's always a matter of, are you confident that your opponent is looking? Because if your opponent is looking, you don't want to use it against moving armies. You'd rather want to use it, use the parabombs against fortifications then. But if your opponent doesn't pay attention, then yeah, look, it can get really nasty. Good pullback, but there is so many tanks. Oh, Cav, the tank general. He has again managed to amass an overwhelming amount of units. Just breaching the gates, and the units are drying up. Completely drying up for Sub. Oh man, this one surgical push has definitely swung the tide in Sub's favor, in Cav's favor. Okay, Sub has killed a couple harvesters here and there. One harvester on the left-hand side. But how do you stop the main army? Again, we're gonna take a look at the army graph. V2 is out now. Okay, that can help certainly. But 5 over 9 heavy tanks, 73 rifles over 29. This is just such a big deal. Oh, he can not in time to deploy walls. Walls would have been the absolute savior here. Yeah, the V2 blanket fire needs to be insane. I'm not sure. I don't feel it was the tech that set him back too much. I feel Sub just whiffed this one engagement. He's putting his V2s on hold fire, I believe. That is so good. Okay, okay. Oh, he's force firing, but the Sub didn't move in. Sub did not move in. Oh, that was a good shot, though. Force firing his V2s. Sub definitely knows his way around microing those units. He has put them on hold fire, which is the smartest thing he can do. He also has managed to find his way into the backlines. This is such an exciting match. I'm really thoroughly enjoying. Tech Center already out for Cav. Wow. Okay, retaliating here with an airfield himself. What's the economy like? 6 harvesters, 7 harvesters. Okay, it's not too bad. 8 over 5 is actually ahead. This is a straight up tech rush. What is happening? But the army is so much in Cav's favor. We're gonna take a look at the army graph. Yep, there's been a dip. There's certainly been a dip and a half here. Airfield is starting to get some value from the support powers. Man, Sub needs to invest 500. It's not that much. Oh, V2 has been fired. Not getting too much. 3 V2s. That's actually a really good number. That can one-shot basically any vehicle. Okay. Ooh, this is going for the tech center. This one was a really good one. V2s are pulling back, but being blocked by the tank. Oh! Again, another nice force fire. Oh my goodness! The micro from Sub. Absolutely impeccable. Getting so much value from his V2s there. Oh my goodness. He's been trading his heart out with this. Needs to pull back now. Needs to pull back. Oh no. I forgot about them. Was busy doing something else. I don't know what it was. Push on to the main base as well. Oh, this is such a tense match. It's on the knife's edge. There are the counter V2s, but it... Oh, he's also force firing. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Man, his tech advantage just didn't come into play anymore. Yeah, both those players doing fantastic work. Doing Comrade Stalin's work. Making Comrade Stalin proud with those V2s. I've always been so confused about the timeline in this. How does this work? Because V2s, yeah, were a notoriously terrible invention of the Axis forces, specifically of Germany. So why in this timeline would the Soviets have V2 rockets? It doesn't make a lick of sense. Because Germany is an allied power in this timeline anyway. Okay, a counter tech center. Is this the Hail Mary? Yeah, it's the Hail Mary demo truck. Okay. Oh, things are starting to get so spicy. What is this match? One thing I've got to say though, the armor count has definitely dwindled for Cav. This would actually be a good call for a suicide. Oh, the suicide run, not the strafe, not successful at all. Should have shift queued. So what you can do is you then shift queue after the attack pass. You shift queue your Yak into the direction of the V2, so the crash takes them out. Hopefully. Okay, Hail Mary. How long? 30 seconds till the demolition is arriving. Man, those manually targeted V2s. Just an absolute blessing to behold here. This time around, not so much. Oh, that's a juicy target. Yeah, he needs to commit. Just commit, take out 2. Oh, he did not shift Q. Wait, can he still get this? With 1 rifle? He's not paying attention. Not like this. On the southern perimeter. Massive army coming in. The demo truck is about to arrive. He is gonna blow his own base sky high though. I'm not even sure if that's a good call. I'm not even sure if he should blow this up. I don't think he should. Yeah, he's putting it on hold. Smart call. Oh no. If the text... Wait, no, that's not a prerequisite of the demo truck, right? No, it isn't. Okay, good. Oh my, what is this game? V2s are still alive somehow. Needs to angle better. Oh. Really? Oh, the Iron Curtain is already out here? Really? Oh my goodness. Oh, V2 missing. That was a whiff. Okay, the demo truck can come out now. Man, I don't think this is gonna be salvageable anymore for sub. Ah, the Iron Curtain making all the difference in the world here. Main base is completely dismantled. Demo truck is waiting in the wings. But he has 2 armies. Which one do you blow up? Which one of those armies do you want to blow sky high? It's... Man, if only he had taken out those V2s earlier. Could have had such a... He could have had a shot at holding. Oh, Cav is splitting up as well. Oh no. Not too bad. But not what he needed right now. It's not enough. It's not enough. GG! What a game 3! This puts us at a 2-1 for Cav. Holy moly! Oh lord, we are gonna be diving straight into game 4. I'm so pumped about this series. So again, shout out to Alike for providing me with those replays. I can barely talk anymore. Yeah, but it's... I'm hyped. Alright, game 4.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And for game 4, we're finding ourselves on Timian. One of those scarce and few maps that have the custom tileset implemented, which looks a bit like an ashen or volcano or volcanic terrain. It looks cool anyway. It has not been part of the original. It looks a bit gloomier and darker. I would really like to see it with weather effects. Speaking of which, weather effects would be nice to have maps with mild weather effects back in competitive, because it just looks so nice. And also a lot of work went into it, courtesy of Yellow, whose master's project it actually was. He sent me his master's thesis. It was really cool. And it was about implementing weather systems in OpenRA. A lot of work and research went into this. Alright, so sub this time as France, and Cav as Russia again. Are we gonna see some Tesla tanks? I would not be opposed to that at all, not in the slightest. Angling for the oil derrick are both players. And better positioning for sub, who's gonna be able to claim the first victim. Sniping his first scout. Is this gonna be double? Yeah, double refinery for both players. No experiments with a War Factory first build. Which, by the way, is not unviable, even against top tier players. It's just you need to know how to play it. If you're going for a War Factory first build, don't try and fight the infantry early on, because you're just gonna lose by virtue of mass. If your opponent goes double refinery, he's gonna outnumber you, and then from there he's gonna be able to take the entire map. And yeah, get himself into position, get advantages, leverage the advantages, get all the capturable structures, tech structures, and it snowballs from there. That's why people have not opted into a War Factor first build against people like Goat. But if you play it safe, if you park your infantry at home, sure, it doesn't make for the most exciting early game, and I myself am very, very privy to doing this. Going War Factor first and being like, I can leverage my advantage, I can push it and I can definitely get value from those 3 or 4 rifles I've got out, and then I end up losing them for nothing. That's kind of yeah. Some players are privy to that. So yeah, if you're going War Factory first, just don't try to gain an advantage in your position. Instead, just macro up. Anyway, light tank is out, up against an APC. So a light tank this time around. I'm more of a ranger fan personally, but the light tank definitely has its uses. And mass light tank early on, it can blindside people. Need I remind you, dear viewers, of Who Cares build, who went 1 refinery into double War Factory into mass light tank spam, and it worked. With an asterisk. Didn't work all the time, but there was a moderately high success ratio for the build. Ping being issued, okay. Oh yeah, that's an awkward... Ooh, that is an awkward refinery placement. Yikes. That was a misclick, I guess. Line of sight advantage is there. Oh, connects nicely here. Again, good early game. Wow, Cav still managed to take this oil derrick, really? After all that, wow. This guy could have backstabbed the engineer. Didn't pay attention, unfortunately. You see, Yuri. You have rifle in hand. You see enemy engineer. You want a cigarette break or something? Yeah. That guy definitely cleaning his rifle, going for a smoke, you know. All the good stuff. Wow. Okay, Cav taking the oil derrick and immediately getting it blown up. But Sub is ahead in terms of combat. And the assets are also in Sub's favor. Despite War Factory first. There is going to be a second derrick getting blown up. Ooh, taking out those 2 as well. Army has been spotted with another APC. So this time, I really have to say, with the loss of the first APC, it feels to me like Cav is behind. Simply by virtue of having to build a second light vehicle that delays your build time by quite a bit. APC is what? 14, 15 seconds? Don't quote me on that. I have no idea about the build times in all actuality. Ore trucks. Macro slide has started. Macro slide should also be on the way. Yep, for Sub. It's tradition. He is consistently behind in macro slide in these in these series so far, but he's also been consistently up in the early game. So an interesting dynamic between those 2 players, and it yielded drastically diverging results, which is really cool. All right, 2 more scouts being deaded here. Only 1 tank thus far, second tank coming in now. I really have to start paying attention to his tank production, because Cav, maybe it's slipped under my radar that sometimes he sent tanks back to repair. That is also something that can really snowball into your favor if you retain your armored units and just make them patch them back up on the service depot, make them work for you again on the front lines. Bad position for Sub. Maybe he should try and blow up the barrels. Was a nice attempt. He's converging his armies now. It's difficult to fight here because his armies are so scattered. APC almost dead. Oh, he's sending back the APC, yeah. Okay, finally the armies have converged. It's still framey. I know it is framey. The frame rate is dipping when I'm zooming out. That is, yeah, can't do anything about it. It's my supposedly better PC acting up. It's really unfortunate. It's probably got to do something with the codec, like the video encoding. I used to have a different codec that was provided to me by SoScared, and now that SoScared is no longer the picture, I myself do not have the technical aptitude. I do lack access to this kind of information. Wow, this is a really good one. This is a complete wipe. Alright, didn't see this one coming. Cav definitely on the back foot, but he has positioned himself so aggressively. No way! Sub managed to capture the war factory and the construction yard? You kidding me? Holy cow, this is terrible news. is selling off. There's another engineer! The engineer chain! I should honestly start attacking those power plants. Like, that's just 3 units sitting there. There we go. Awesome. What are you doing with the engineer? Do something. Man, this is savage. The engineer definitely pulling his weight here. Cav has a minuscule army pushing onto the main base. This is gonna get cleaned up so easily. Sub is sending back the harvesters, hasn't lost anything just yet. Nothing of vital importance anyway. Out come the pillboxes. They're gonna be able to deal with this swiftly. Oh boy. Oh boy, Cav is in trouble. We're gonna do an asset count here. Yep, 11k, 12k lead. Combat is fairly even, but that doesn't factor in. Combat does never factor in captured units or captured structures. So there's definitely still an unexplainable asset gap here. Man. What a series. More tanks being issued. Let's check the army graph. Yeah, this is not looking hot for Cav at all. But we've seen him pull comebacks from more dire times than this one. He is definitely resilient. He is the... Wait, what was the character of Sylvester Stallone? Not Rambo. The one where he was boxing. Come on. Rocky. There we go. He's definitely the Rocky of OpenRA. Oh, Tesla coil push. It's not actually in range. Unless the Ortrax venture out to capture this. So barely not in range. Yeah, killing off the infrastructure. Really good call from Sub. Man, are the Frenchies actually taking this game home? I'd be surprised. But it's increasingly starting to look like it. Again, defensive formation. Losing one harvester, sure. But that's all salvageable. All manageable. Front lines are dying. Pillboxes are starting to come in here as well. Chipping in from the back lines and push onto the main. This is another ore refinery down for Cav. Man, GG. Only 10 minutes. 10 minutes exactly. Yeah, this was savage, and this puts us at a 2-2. We've arrived at a draw in a best of 5 series, and there's gonna be a deciding match this time around, and it's gonna be casted next week. Hell yeah. I'm casting this in one sitting, by the way, so my voice is giving up, but I don't care. This is one hell of a series. Oh, this is so awesome. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, we're gonna be back with match number 5 in an amazing series courtesy by I Like Men, who provided me the replays, and the players who played this out, because this is fantastic. This is just top tier quality entertainment. All right, see you next week. Thank you for watching. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.